Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film from my favorite director, Jess Franco. This is 1977's ILSA, the Mad Butcher. ILSA the Mad Butcher. Here it is, folks, from 1977. This also went by alternate titles as well, and this is part of the Jess Franco Golden Goya Blu-ray collection here, region-free German Blu-ray, 18 certificate, and this was produced by Erwin C. Dietrich. So these were the films that Erwin C. Dietrich was producing. You can find tons of other videos on this YouTube page of Jess Franco films during this period and as part of the Jess Franco Golden Goya collection that Erwin C. Dietrich produced. This was definitely a period of time where Jess Franco was working with Erwin C. Dietrich as his producer, and the Jess Franco Golden Goya collection put out by Ascot Elite details that in beautiful Blu-rays. Now, I actually purchased this easily off diabolicdvd.com for about 28 bucks, something like that, and let's look at this amazing film here, ILSA the Mad Butcher. Now, first and foremost, one of the things you'll realize is you'll hear ILSA and you'll think, oh my gosh, there's a long line of kind of these famous ILSA films, these kind of Nazi Nazi exploitation types of experiment, women in prison types of films. And this one is, even though we have a name ILSA, and I also believe there's an alternate title, Greta the Mad Butcher, I believe the alternate title is. This is really a major deviation from the films that you think of ILSA with the Nazi exploitation films. I mean, we do not have that in Jess Franco's 1977 film here. What we do have is a whole host of interesting pieces of the storyline and some very wildly depraved sequences. We have terrorism in this movie. We have stories of pedophilia in the film. We have S&M and torture, sexual torture. We have a clinic that is for women who have sexual disorders. And we also have a transsexual who used to be a man, also dealing with levels of homosexuality. We also have snuff films and films of sexual violence and films of violence in general and murder. We have such a host of interesting things going on here, as well as true lunacy and also sisterhood bonds and power and craziness. As I said, lunacy. This is 1977's ILSA the Mad Butcher. Here it is, folks. Let's get into this film right here by Mr. Jess Franco as part of this Golden Goya collection. And once again, here's some more shots. Okay. Now the lead here, who plays ILSA, absolutely huge breasts, huge natural breasts, and what a presence. I'm going to get into some more of that later on, but first let's look at the music for this film by Jess Franco. As soon as you push play, the music starts off with the theme that you'll hear a few times in the film, which is this great type of like Spanish, just this awesome kind of Latin flavored percussive acoustic guitar it just sounds ethnic and just wonderful, very free and frivolous and just Latin all over it, Latin, and that's a theme that you'll hear throughout the movie. But you're also going to get a couple other types of music in this film. You're going to get some very interestingly dark, horrific organ music in the film, which was jarring, and you're also going to be getting some orchestrated music in the film, and at times near the beginning of the film, it almost sounds like it could be in a cartoon. Um, and at other times it's dramatic. We also have some saxophones in the movie that are very cultural, very ethnic, almost we have jazz mixed with almost Middle Eastern sounds at times. We also have pieces of music that are just solely percussive, just hand percussion, sequences of just hand percussion in a very driving, imposing, rhythmic world. Now, this movie also utilizes no music, silence, natural sounds. Very interestingly so for a Jess Franco film. Just silence, which also amps up some of the tension of some of the disturbing sequences in this film. Now, when we look at the style and cinematography and the characters and the acting, the title sequence for the film is very interesting because we have a font that I don't think I've ever really seen utilized in a Jess Franco film before. A pink kind of modern looking font to the words. And something that I also find interesting is that the Jess Franco staple is these beautiful shots of the natural world outside of this women's clinic. Beautiful flowers and trees and animals, and this is something that Jess Franco has done before in a variety of his films. I mean, he loves, if there's anything that he loves, he loves the female body. He loves butts and buttholes and vaginas, but he also loves nature. He loves flowers and trees. And what an interesting beginning to a film that would be very disturbing and very tormenting, to look at the beauty on the outside world, and then there are moments inside the film where you're looking at art sculptures, art pieces, paintings inside the women's prison slash clinic, that also give you a taste of the art of the human world, and then you have the art of the natural world outside of the clinic. But the art of the natural world has a beauty that is really kind of misleading you to what the rest of this film is going to be. Now, unbelievable acting in this film. A short-haired Lena Romay in this movie. Jess Franco himself plays a very large role in this film, an unexpected role with a to me, a pretty big twist to what happens to him. Kind of sucker punched me. Jess Franco's always an excellent actor, and he's playing a very serious role in this film, and a very interesting, intriguing role as well. The lead, as I said, the true definition of crazy and lunacy. What great acting she has, not just verbally and with her face, but with her whole body, her everything. We have some Jess Franco people in this film, some actors and actresses that you recognize from other of his films, but you're also going to recognize some people from some Erwin C. Dietrich films as well. I even found there was one particular location in this film where there was some money being exchanged over snuff films, and that one location reminded me of an Erwin C. Dietrich set, or an Erwin C. Dietrich location. It was very interesting. We also have in this film some clouded over scenes over the camera, over, whether it be a shower curtain, whether it be a windshield, kind of fogging over the screen. We also, of course, have wondrous reflections. There's this small mirror shot that we have as Lena Romay walks in behind ILSA. This reflection through a car window as you see the palm trees and then nothing inside of the car, which reminded me a bit of Nightmares Come at Night a little bit, the reflections in the car window of that film. We also had this very interesting shot with a lamp in a room that's reflecting, I believe, off of the bed, off of the actual bed, and off of, I believe, another mirror on the other side or a wall on the other side. So very interesting work with reflections. We also have, wow, some unbelievable ending to this film that I've never seen anything quite like in any Jess Franco film. First off, I have to say that we have I've never seen such special effect makeup effects in any Jess Franco film as it is in this film. Just almost like Freaks, almost like that black and white film Freaks, or Freak Master, I believe it's called, a one from the 60s or 70s, which I might look at on this YouTube page in the future. But real special effects work, and we have some gore in this film as well near the end. But we also have some pretty interesting sequences that are disturbing, involving needles in a body, connected sexually with pain, licking out a girl's butthole after she pooped, cleaning a girl's butthole, sticking soap up a girl's butthole. I mean, it's implied. I mean, but you're seeing something, but not the actual, explicit penetration of it. You're also getting some brutal electrocution of the vagina and nipples. You also have a lot of scars and burning scars in this film. And I have to say, there is such an elegance to this movie at the same time with the storyline and with the acting. And there's a lot of dialogue in this film that develops the storyline. And the storyline takes twists and turns, and there's a lot of weight to this storyline. And this film really stands out as a unique kind of a women in prison entry in Jess Franco's catalog, if you can call it a women in prison, because it's in effect it is I guess a prison, or a rehabilitation / prison for women with sexual disorders. But it really stands out because it's unique in the story and in the weight of the story and in the dialogue and in the characters. Sexually speaking, we have this awesome section of kind of a woman's butt over a woman's vagina. She's sitting on there, and you're just getting both butts there. We have this great shower fight with Lena Romay. And a woman from How to Seduce a Virgin, I forget her name, with a brunette. This great fight scene. So you are seeing vaginas. You are seeing the vaginas slightly gynecologically, and there's even some red light in this film, in this interesting sex scene. There's a lot going on in this movie, and I could really, there's an elegance to it. And there's twists and turns and interesting mystery and all the things that I mentioned, and yet it's also utterly depraved. How do you get those two things together? And it's unique also. Never seen anything like this one in general and within Jess Franco's catalog. Here it is, folks, 1977's ILSA the Mad Butcher. This is just an awesome 95 minutes that will explode in the end. Explode. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like this film and all of Jess Franco's films. Thank you so much, and have a great night.